In 2005, director Steven Spielberg brought H.G. Wells' classic science fiction novel War of the Worlds to life on the big screen, delivering a thrilling cinematic experience that captivated audiences worldwide. Today, we delve into the heart of this epic tale, exploring its themes, characters, and enduring legacy. Welcome, fellow movie enthusiasts, to Yusuf Reacts, to our exploration of War of the Worlds, a story that taps into our deepest fears and explores the resilience of the human spirit in the face of an extraterrestrial invasion. At its core, War of the Worlds is a story of survival. Set in contemporary America, the film follows Ray Ferrier, played by Tom Cruise, as he navigates through the chaos and destruction brought about by the sudden appearance of alien tripods. Tom Cruise delivers a compelling performance as Ray Ferrier, a flawed protagonist who undergoes a transformative journey as he fights to protect his family and find redemption amidst the chaos. Spielberg's masterful direction creates a sense of palpable tension and dread as the tripods wreak havoc across the landscape, showcasing groundbreaking visual effects that still hold up today. But War of the Worlds isn't just about spectacle. It's a story with profound themes that resonate with audiences. It explores the fragility of human civilization and the destructive nature of war, forcing us to confront our own mortality and vulnerabilities. Yet, amidst the devastation, there are moments of courage and resilience. From the small acts of kindness to the sacrifices made in the name of survival, War of the Worlds reminds us of the strength that lies within the human spirit. An alien invasion threatens the future of humanity. The catastrophic nightmare is depicted through the eyes of one American family fighting for survival. An ordinary man has to protect his children against alien invaders. In this science fiction action film freely adapted from the classic story by H.G. Wells, Ray Ferrier Tom Cruise is a dockworker living in New Jersey, divorced from his first wife Mary and Miranda Otto, and estranged from his two children Rachel and Robbie Dakota Fanning and Justin Chatwin, of whom he has custody on weekends. On one such visitation, looking after the kids becomes a little more difficult when, after a series of strange lightning storms hit his neighborhood, Ray discovers that a fleet of death Ray robotic spaceships have emerged nearby, part of the first wave of an all-out alien invasion of the Earth, transporting his children from New Jersey to Boston in an attempt to find safety at Mary Ann's parents' house. Ray must learn to become the protector and provider he never was in marriage. Sadly, the hardworking and disillusioned New Jersey dockworker Ray Ferrier has failed as a husband and as a father. Estranged from his troubled teenage son Robbie and his little daughter Rachel, Ray struggles to build bridges with his kids, as his ex-wife, Mary Ann, drops them off at his house for the weekend. But pretty soon, things will get from bad to worse when, out of the blue, mysterious electromagnetic pulses and violent sets of lightning flashes start hammering the area. And a full-scale, all-out invasion of a technologically advanced alien species wreaks havoc on a completely defenseless Earth. Now, Ray must find a way to protect his family, as they all try to reunite with Mary Ann. However, can a single man and a mere mortal alone outsmart the legions of pitiless intergalactic invaders? The film begins with Morgan Freeman's voice saying no one would have believed in the early years of the 21st century that our world was being watched by intelligence greater than our own. That as men busied themselves about their various concerns, they observed and studied the way a man with a microscope might scrutinize the creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacency, men went to and fro about the globe, confident of our empire over this world. Yet across the gulf of space, intellects vast and cool and unsympathetic regarded our planet with envious eyes and slowly and surely drew their plans against us. Ray Ferrier Tom Cruise, a container crane operator at New York City port, estranged from his children, is visited by his ex-wife, Mary Ann Miranda Otto, who drops off their children, Rachel Dakota Fanning, and Robbie Justin Chatwin at his house as she is going to Boston to meet her parents. When Robbie takes Ray's car out without his permission, Ray goes out to search for him and notices a strange wall cloud, which starts to send out electromagnetic pulses in the form of lightning. This disables all electronic devices in the area, including cars, forcing Robbie to return. Ray leaves to investigate, telling Manny, the local mechanic, to replace the solenoid on a dead car. Ray reaches the place where lightning struck and finds a hole has appeared in the ground from which a massive machine with 3 long legs appears. After emerging, the tripod opens fire with destructive heat rays, vaporizing bystanders and destroying everything in its path. Ray manages to escape. He packs up his kids and leaves in the vehicle Manny repaired as the tripod destroys the town. He drives to Mary Ann's house to take refuge that night. Loud and violent explosions occur in their sleep. The next morning, he discovers that the tripods have caused a Boeing 747 to crash into the houses. He meets a news team surveying the wreckage. The sole female member shows him footage of tripods invading Earth, with the unknown pilots riding down the lightning to the machines and using them to destroy other cities, revealing that they have been preparing this invasion for a long time. Ray flees to join Mary Ann in Boston. Robbie, obsessed with joining the fight against the hostile aliens, tries to leave with the U.S. military, but Ray and Rachel stop him. They are forced to leave their car after a mob attacks them in order to take the vehicle, and survive a tripod attack while navigating the Hudson River on a ferry. The family then encounters the military preparing an attack on the tripods. Upon seeing Robbie's determination to join the fight, Ray lets him go with the military. After he disappears, the tripods destroy all military resistance and presumably killing Robbie in the process. The tripods are revealed to be protected by some kind of energy shield that makes them invulnerable to all forms of attack. While escaping, Ray and Rachel are offered shelter and protection by a stranger, Harlan Ogilvy Tim Robbins, who vows revenge on the aliens after his family was killed upon their arrival. While hiding in Harlan's basement, they witness the tripods spreading a strange red weed substance over the ground and avoid detection by aliens who arrive to explore the basement. The following morning, Ogilvy suffers a mental breakdown after witnessing a tripod harvesting blood and tissue from a human to fertilize the weed. Concerned that Ogilvy's yelling and ranting will attract the tripods, Ray kills Ogilvy to silence him. Ray and Rachel's hideout is exposed when a probe catches them. Ray cripples the probe using an axe, but Rachel is caught by a tripod. Ironically, the same one that Ray saw in the beginning that destroyed the town. While pursuing the tripod, Ray finds several hand grenades and detonates one of them to attract the tripod's attention, intending to be captured to try to rescue Rachel. His plan works and he is put into a basket with Rachel and several other prisoners. The aliens try to pull Ray inside the tripod to be used as fertilizer, but the other prisoners manage to save him. Then, the grenades left by Ray inside the tripod detonate, causing the tripod to collapse and freeing all the captives. Ray and Rachel arrive in Boston, where they notice the red weeds are starting to dry up and die, and the tripods appear to be dying also. They witness a tripod acting strangely. Ray notices that a cluster of birds are circling and landing on the machine, indicating its force fields are no longer functioning. Ray alerts nearby soldiers, who attack and destroy the tripod. Approaching the downed machine, a hatch opens, releasing a copious amount of radweed fertilizer and revealing an alien as it dies. Ray and Rachel reach Mary Ann's parents, who are portrayed by Ann Robinson and Jean Barry, the stars of the 1953 film version House, and find her and, to their surprise, Robbie, who has survived the attacks. As the camera zooms out, the film ends with Freeman's voice, saying, "From the moment the invaders arrived, breathed our air, ate and drank, they were doomed. They were undone, destroyed after all of man's weapons and devices had failed, by the tiniest creatures that God in his wisdom put upon this earth. By the toll of 1 billion deaths, man had earned his immunity, his right to survive among this planet's infinite organisms. And that right is ours against all challenges. For neither do men live nor die in vain. In conclusion, War of the Worlds remains a timeless masterpiece that continues to captivate audiences. With its gripping storytelling, compelling characters, and breathtaking visuals, it's a testament to the power of cinema to transport us to worlds beyond our imagination and provoke thought long after the credits roll. What Spielberg, Cruise, and Cope accomplish here in the first two acts is nothing short of revolutionary. They've made a big-budget summer blockbuster about massive destruction and action that manages to studiously avoid every click and expectation of such films. It stays resolutely on the characters' points of view, showing us almost nothing they don't see, even to the point of coming tantalizingly close to a raging battle, then avoiding showing it. It keeps its focus on character instead of spectacle. The hero of the piece remains decidedly unheroic, wanting only to escape, and trying to talk others out of fighting back. The purpose of every piece of action is to frighten and disturb rather than thrill, making ingenious use of familiar 9/11 imagery. At the end of the second act, it is hands down the best alien invasion film ever made, and perhaps one of the best sci films of all time. Then something strange happens. The filmmakers lose their nerve, and remember that this is an extremely expensive summer film financed by two studios. Or perhaps it was the fact that it stars Tom Cruise, who up to this point has spent almost 2 hours doing nothing but run for his life. Suddenly and tragically, the film changes, violating not only its carefully established tone, but its own internal logic. Suddenly, Cruise begins to act like a hero, and summer action clicks force their way into the story like a worm into an apple. The transition is jarring, and it creates a serious disconnect from the story. While it's true that Wells' original ending creates a problem for a movie, here they try to remain faithful to it, while still shoehorning moments of triumph into the conclusion. Unfortunately, these moments come off as alternately false, unbelievable, and meaningless, since it isn't mankind that defeats the invaders in the end. Is it recommendable? Well, I suppose that depends on what kind of viewer you are. If you feel that 75% brilliant material overshadows the 25% that falls apart, then you'll enjoy it. If, however, you're the kind of viewer who feels that the final impression a movie makes is its ultimate stamp on your memory, you may be in for a crushing disappointment. On the other hand, if you're the kind of viewer who just likes the click of the boom-boom summer action spectacle, you're likely to be bored and frustrated with the first two acts and only engage in the end. It is confused about what audience it's trying to reach, and consequently, isn't likely to satisfy any of them. The Martian tripods were awesome, particularly in the long scene when they first appear out of the ground. To really appreciate this film, you have to have a surround system because the sound is fantastic. In fact, earlier with the lightning strikes, the sound gets attention in a big way. In other words, special effects-wise, it isn't just about visuals, but the audio as well. Although the story of the father Tom Cruise and his two estranged is anyone pictured married in films nowadays, Kids is so-so at best. The film is all about the action. That cute family situation is just a subplot to give us some breaks from the intensity of the invasion. Anyway, some of the action scenes were jaw-dropping good and with the normal Spielberg garbage that always comes with the good stuff, too. It still was a fun 2 hours.